Hello children. Welcome to another interesting lesson in mathematics. Today we'll look at geometry and measurement. To be specific, we'll talk about measurement of length. By the end of the lesson, you should be able to tell the length of objects by comparing two or more objects using words such as longer, shorter, and taller. Let us go through our key words. As we move on, we'll come across these words to make us understand our lesson better. Our first word is compare. Compare. To measure something between two or more things. To measure something between two or more things. You compare yourself to your friends. Sometimes you can say that I am taller than my friend. This is comparing yourself to your friend. Your friend may have a long ruler whilst you have a short ruler. So you are comparing these two rulers. So that is compare. Our next word is length. Length. It is the measurement of something from end to end. It is the measurement of something from end to end. Let us look at an example on this board. This is one end and this is another. So from this place to this place, we can say that it is the length of our board. In your everyday life, you compare things. Why do you do that? You do that because they look different. Which words do you use when comparing two or more objects? You use words such as taller than, shorter than, or taller, shorter. Today, we'll look at these words and how to compare two or more objects. To be able to compare two or more items, we can use certain parts of our body to measure before we can compare. These parts are the arm and then the foot. We can use our hand, which is known as the hand span. The hand span is the distance between the tip of your thumb to the tip of your little finger, like this. Also, we can use the foot. It is the space between your feet. So we can measure using these two body parts. Now, let us compare the length of these two objects by measuring with our hand span. So we have object A and then object B. Let us start with object A. Using our hand span. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So by measuring the length of this object with our hand span, we had 7 hand span. Now let us move on to object B. Let us measure using our hand span. 1, 2, 3, 4. So object B is equal to 5 hand span. So object B is equal to 4 hand span. Now let us compare these two objects as well. So this is object A and then object B. We are still using our hand span to measure. Let us take object A. Let us measure using our hand span. 1, 2. So our object A is equal to 2 hand span. Let us take object B. Let us count together. 1, 2, 3. So object B is equal to 3 hand span. Now let us compare these measurements. Our first measurement, we had 7 hand span for A and then 4 hand span for B. Looking at these two measurements, which object was taller than the other? Compare using these measurements. Very good. So object A is taller than object B. Why is that so? Because object A's measurement is more than object B. Let us move on to our second object. Object A, when we measured, we had 2 hand span, and object B, we had 3 hand span. Comparing these two measurements, which object was shorter or is shorter than the other? Very good. So object A is shorter than object B. This is because object A had a shorter hand span than object B. All too soon, children, we have come to the end of another exciting and interesting lesson. But what have we learned today? We have learned how to compare 2 or more objects using taller or shorter. And then we learned that we can measure length using some part of our body, which is the hand. We used the hand in measuring the length of the object, which is known as the hand span. Okay, children, go around and pick any item or object of your choice. Compare them and measure as well. Measure with the hand span and then compare them to know how short or tall one is to the other. Till we meet again, children, it's a bye-bye.